Yo, so Sick Nash fan back, and you already know the vibes. We have the final tier list of season 2 Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. I'm very excited to make this, and I am streaming live right now on Twitch as well if you want to catch your boy. So let's get it popping because we already got the tiers: hey tier, top tier, high tier, mid tier, low tier. Nothing in between. We wanted to keep it simple. I didn't really want to do the letters because you already know them letters can get kind of confusing with the A minuses, A plus, S minus, all that crazy stuff. No, we are just like getting straight to the point. So y'all already know, hey tier, you already know who going up there. So we'll get to that when we get to that. But first and foremost, we have Rock Howard. You already know. Stop playing with the boy. He can literally do everything in this patch. His neutral is insane, and he has one of the best fireballs in the game because air fireball is pretty ridiculous, especially because you can do backdash, EX fireball, and all that good stuff. So I think Rock is a very powerful character right now in the meta. He's only gotten buffs as well. Like every version, he would just keep getting buffed, keep getting buffed. So at this point where the meta has dropped, because he's always been a good character, but how the meta has like changed and dropped and swapped around, I think right now he's 1000% top tier. Like I said, I will try to order this as I go, but yes, it's not much to talk about because Rock's neutral is just perfect. He doesn't have weaknesses. He's just like the perfect pick. Like if you want to play a character that can do it all, I think he is the type of character you would go for, basically. Hotaru, high tier. She's dropped off a bit because of some of the meta picks that are like pretty dangerous right now. A lot of the characters like Krauser beats her, Mr.Karate beats her, Mr. Big beats her, Billy beats her. She got all these matchups that you're going to fight at the tournament, right? And when you have a character that's going to be going up against all of these characters at the tournament, it's going to be hard to be like very stable in the current meta. And that's kind of where she's at. She's a very good solid character, very similar to Rock, where she can basically do everything, but a tier under because she's a little normalized now. I think she's a very normal character, so if you are winning with her, you're just a really good player, versus like her being insane like she was in season 1. Like in season 1, Hotaru was everywhere. Now she is a very rare pick. You really don't see her much, but she's still really good. Her neutral is insane, and she has 50/50s with command grab, so she'll always be like that high tier pick. But if some of the other characters drop down, she will go up. She can go right back up to top tier immediately with season 3 right around the corner if we get some type of balance patch. So that's kind of where I'm gonna stick her for now. Terry, same thing. I feel like I'm gonna put him high tier. He's almost like top tier, but like I said, he still has those things in like the meta of he really has to fight. And we usually see the character through Kaiser and DA, Dark Angel. We usually see the character at a high level, but even DA has been playing a lot of different characters, you know? So like, even with that being said, I think Terry is still really strong, but it's just hard to win in the current meta because what we are fighting are all of these guys with sticks and poles, and you can't even get in their range, and they're just hitting you. And then Mr. Karate exists, so why would you play Terry when you could just play Mr. Karate? Hey. Point blank period. I'm not picking Terry if I could pick Mr. Karate. Now, Terry does have a lot of YOLO special moves that he can throw out, so that is a factor. But all in all, I think Terry is just high tier. Could be a potential top tier if things swap around, but for now I have to stick him in the high tier category. I don't really think he's like top tier. Hokutomaru still very annoying. And Chris G is still representing the character. At least he did really good at that tournament where he qualified with the character. He might be swapping around a bit, but my point is Hokutomaru is still very annoying to fight. Super good zoners, and he can rush down. He has a lot of good plus frame attacks, and his neutral is just very annoying to deal with. Like, he's jumping around the screen, double jumping. It's hard to catch him, hard to get a clean hit. So he'll always be high tier. His damage is not the greatest. especially with Final SPG being the meta where you can't really nuke people with Hokutomaru because of the way his damage output is. But as a neutral character and just him playing lame, I think he's like really, really good still, but not good enough to be like a top tier threat in the meta, especially because Mr. Big gives him a problem, Billy gives him a problem, like characters like that. I do think he can fight karate a bit, you know, because of his movement and his options and cross-up options and stuff, but still I would say that he's in the high tier category. I wouldn't really put him in the top tier category. Gato definitely top tier now. Now, a person could say, hey, like, you should put him in high tier, but I think Gato stocks have really went up, and I think the fact that he can just dash see you and win the game, that's a problem. Him and Preecha are just dash C merchants. They literally just dash C and win the game. So the offense that he can put on you and the damage output that he can do, the risk reward is always in his favor, just dashing at you, hitting C, and it's plus. He can frame trap you easily and go into mad damage. He kills through final SPG. Like, he's pretty insane. Where he's lacking, I would say his neutral it's all right, but his demon flip, he has some demon flip options. Like, his neutral is all right, but the thing about him is when he catches you, and he has the command grab. So it's like he does a lot of damage, and I just think that the perfect spot for him right now is top tier, because a lot of people have like picked up Gato now and had a lot of good results, and before we weren't really seeing the character, but now you see the character a lot more, and he's kind of like dominant in the meta, honestly. So I would say top tier for sure. I definitely wouldn't say he's like better than Rock or anything, but he's definitely stable in the top tier. Now, will I say you would have to have a sub to play him? I mean, he's gonna potentially have bad matchups, but you don't really need a sub because he can still just maul you with like straight offense. So I think top tier is a good place for him. Now, this one is tough. Kain is very tough because there's times I think he's high tier, and there's times where I think he's just mid tier. But I also think that he's doing the exact same things that he's doing in season 1. I really don't think that too much has changed. His plus frames are still good. It just swapped. Because before, you know how he was doing close C feint, now it's like close D feint. Like, it's just a swap of plus frames. So with him still having throw loops and really good Oki, bro, I don't care how controversial this one is, I'm putting him high tier still. Because honestly, people dropped him, but they dropped him too soon. That character's still amazing in the right hands. You just have to be much more of a specialist now, but you already had to be like a specialist before, but I still think he can hold his own in this tier. I think you just have to gap with him essentially, because I think he's still really good. Like, if he lost his set play, I would say something, but anytime he throws you, you're in a throw loop. So what's the problem? Mid-screen or in the corner, you're in a complete throw loop. And any character that can throw loop you definitely has to be high tier, because he can just force you to do things. So I think that he's still high tier. Flash kick is still demonic. Literally, if he skips across the screen with elbow into flash kick, he's plus. Like, stop it. Yeah, high tier. I don't care what nobody says. My has potential for high tier, but I'm gonna put her mid tier. And the reason why I'm gonna put her mid tier, her buttons suck. Her buttons are too bad. Like a Stancy, if they ever make, mark my words, if they ever make her Stancy hit crouchers, her far C, she's auto high tier, could be even top tier with a few buffs, because her damage output is insane. Her routing is insane. Her frame traps are very good, but the problem is, it's her buttons. Her buttons suck. Like, whipping a like far C and getting wild punish sucks. It literally sucks. So I think that that's her biggest weakness, is her buttons. I think her neutral is perfect. I think her neutral is good. She got an air grab, but I don't know. It's that factor for me. It's her buttons suck. Like, if her buttons didn't suck, or if her far C actually hit crouchers, she would actually be high tier in my list. But It's unfortunate. Maybe one day they'll change it because they are notorious for changing like Farsees to hit Krauser. So maybe one day. Dongwon 1000% just a mid-tier character. Abu Omar definitely be gapping with this character. I think that he's good because I think he does a lot of damage. He does a lot of rev damage, and he's very annoying to fight in the air. He kind of reminds me of like Adon a little bit for some reason. I just get Adon vibes of the annoyance of fighting him. But it's just him jumping around the screen and flipping, and it's hard to like challenge him. So you got to go air to air, you got to air throw, you got to do all of these things to beat Dongwon, and it's kind of like annoying. He's an annoying character. He's like a fly. You just want to hit him, but you can't. You feel me? Like that's kind of like the vibes I get from this character. I do think that he's like good in the right hands because he could definitely get you, but he's a huge knowledge check. He has a lot of things that you have to know about to beat him consistently. And then when you do know about those things, it becomes a little bit harder to win with him. But as we see, he can still be played at the highest level because we still see him on the screen. So I think he's the perfect mid-tier character, but I actually do think that Mai is better than him because Mai actually has neutral and he does not. He just flips around the screen, which is a part of neutral, but it really, like, if somebody knows how to shut that down, kind of like Salvatore, if you know how to shut him down, then he has to get clean hits in other ways. So I don't know. That's kind of where I'll put him. B.Jenet 1000% low tier. They literally deleted her when they nerfed her close C. When they nerfed her close C, they deleted her because Rev Guard like obliterates the character. She cannot do anything if you Rev Guard her. So if you don't know the matchup, chat, if you want to learn the matchup today, Rev Guard is B.Jenet's worst matchup. If you Rev Guard, she can't do anything. She has to really try to call it out and do all of these extra layers, but hard knockdowns being nerfed really did hurt her, because now it's hard for her to get that offense and keep that offense. Now, she still does a million damage. She's still one of the most damaging characters in the game. And her rev blow is still one of the best rev blows in the game at 13 frames. However, and it's a good anti-air, by the way. However, I do think that she suffers, especially in this meta, where she can't really knock you down. Rev Guard deletes her. She has to try to read everything. It's just hard for her to keep her offense. So I feel like if a Jenet is beating you, then you just got to get better. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, you got to get better. If she beating you, bro, you got to get better, bro. Like, she might just be gapping your shit for real. Okay, Marco. Definitely still top tier. Marco literally can still mix you. His neutral is just perfect. He has perfect neutral. He does a lot of damage. He never gets revved up high because of the way his routing works. Yeah, he just does everything. He just does everything perfectly. I think that he is better than Gato, but I wouldn't necessarily say that he's better than Rock per se, because they're kind of hand in hand. One person could say Rock is better, one person could say Marco is better. I think Marco does edge out the whole he can mix you and just beat you. You know what? I'll put him right here. I'm gonna put him right here because he does have that mix factor, and Rock does have the mix factor with command grab or strike. But I will say Marco is just better, in my opinion, because Marco really just doesn't have a weakness. The only weakness to Marco, really, for real, is the karate exists in the game now. I still think Marco might be better than Rock and Gato just because of his overall neutral and the fact that he can mix you. And in a 2 out of 3 bracket, he is one of the most scariest characters to fight. Same in a 3 out of 5 bracket. It doesn't matter. Like, he's always scary to fight. So yeah, I'll put him right there for now. Kevin Ryan, definitely a mid-tier character. It's definitely better than Dongwon, not better than Mai. Good command grab pressure, good frame data, good mix-ups, but he's just lacking in other departments. Like, I think that he's just lacking against the cast because he has to get a hit. It's really hard for him to get a hit, and the person almost kind of has to go ham to get a hit. or they have to be really good with punishment specialists to get that hit. And he, like I said, he can nuke you, and he can definitely, he's scary in a 2 out of 3 bracket. Especially if you don't fight him much, he's very, very scary. So I think that Kevin is like the perfect mid-tier character. Now, could he ever be a potential high tier? Yes, but in the future he would have to receive a little bit more buffs for me. But also Rev Guard is his worst nightmare too, because you can just block the role mix-ups with Rev Guard, so it's not really too scary. So yeah, I think mid-tier is perfect for him. Tizoc is about to be controversial because I'm putting him mid-tier. Now I don't know how to pronounce this player's name, but I think it's Cabazon, maybe. Y'all can correct me in the comments if I'm incorrect, but he's been putting Tizoc on the map, and definitely an eye-opener because he's been beating a lot of strong players in Mexico, and he is one of the stronger players in Mexico with Tizoc. And I just think it's that not many people represent the character. I don't think that Tizoc is necessarily terrible, like low tier bad, but I think that he definitely has some bad matchups. But his Oki is like really, really good. His damage output is really, really high, and when you have a read on the player, you can beat anybody. He's a read-based character, just like a Zangief for anything, where you have to have the read on the player to beat the player, right? So I think that that's kind of where Tizoc falls into. Is he stable in the meta? No, but he can get you player to player, and I think that that's very strong that he can get you player to player. And that's kind of like something that should be talked about a bit more, about like in fighting games, if a character can get you because of player to player interactions, then that character may not be as bad as everybody thinks. Because even same thing with Geese. Geese has won a couple majors. Geese doesn't have all of these godlike matchups, but player to player he can get you. And with a grappler like Tizoc, bro, he can get you. I'm afraid of Tizoc if I'm in bracket, bro. If I can't get no space, I'm afraid. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I'm putting him mid tier because I don't think he deserves to be around this beautiful woman down here, B.Jenet. I think his stocks kind of went up. We're seeing more Tizoc, and we're seeing a Tizoc beat a lot of good players. So yeah, he's mid tier for me. Vox mid tier, but I don't think Vox is really bad. I actually think he's another one that could potentially need a little bit more players, and he could potentially be up here. He's definitely better than him though, and definitely better than him, and definitely better than him. But I don't know if Vox is necessarily better than mine. They're kind of even, so I'll keep it like that. Yeah, Vox is just a very solid character. It's not really much to talk about. I really just think people don't play him because he's ugly. That's it. I think if he had a mask, people would play him. That's it. I think he has very solid tools, and I think he can nuke you and smoke you, and he has good Oki. But he's ugly. Next, we got Preecha, definitely top tier. Stop playing with me. This character stocks went up. She got 50/50s on block that you gotta hold. Like damage output crazy. When they put that EX change in the game, it literally changed the entire game. Like when I say entire game, it changed the entire game. She always gets super off of every route, bro. She's probably the best routed character, her and Billy. So like this character right now is insane. The only thing holding her back right now is all the bigs and Billies. It's really hard for her to win, and karate. It's really hard for her to win right now just because of those characters are like keeping her away from the W. But I think she's like really insane. And guess what? She got a throw loop, because when she puts that orb on your wake up, her projectile, she can dash up and just throw you again. And I do think she's better than Gato. I think she's better than Gato, but I don't think by much. But I do think that she's better than Gato. She just got more ways to open you up real fast. Like, oh, I got on your block, I'm opening you up. Gato, not like that. It's not the same. Gato is like, close C merchant, far C merchant, but she is too, but she's doing the game plan a bit better than Gato. But just a bit, not by a bunch. Billy, stop playing with me. Right here. Where do I get started? So with Billy, shout out to Danielle Maza, being one of the best players in the world right now. His level up is insane. And he's not just another Billy. He's actually the Billy. There's a difference between Billy and the Billy. I want people to understand that. So he's just godlike at the game and honestly could play any character he wants, but he chooses Billy. But now, aside from that fact, Billy is insane, bro. He's building all of this bar. Every route, he's always going to get super. He does mad damage. He basically beats majority of the cast in matchup spread. His range is insane. Like, the only weakness is he got a block. That's it. And even then, when he get one bar, he doesn't. He just flame wheels. I don't know about that character, bro. It's really hard to fight him with mad characters. You have to be good at all of the system mechanics. You got to be good at whip punishing. You got to be good at all of this crazy stuff when all he got to do is hit you with Farsi. Billy, I ain't gonna lie, brother. You need a bit of a nerf. But it's okay. Now we're going to talk about this man, Ronaldo. Now, this one is tricky because either he goes high tier or top tier, but might be another controversial one. I'm putting him top tier, bro. Way too many results at this point. His neutral is really ridiculous and tricky and weird. He has a throw loop. His throw loop is insane. If he puts you in the corner, it's GG's curtains. His damage is unscaled. I don't know why his damage is so high. And it's very hard to even like block him because you got to use the rev button. Like you have to use the rev guard to even block any of like the jump over stuff. You have to use it. If you don't, you're cooked. I think he's very expensive on rev, but I think that everything about him, and they buffed his uppercut. Once they buffed his uppercut, he definitely shot up. His routing is, people are still figuring out new routes. Rogue Yoshi had found out some stuff like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, like crazy optimal stuff. Like this character is still underexplored, and I believe he's top tier. That is not going to change for me. He was always one of those potential characters. Always one of those potential characters that's been top tier, but we just weren't talking about him like that. I don't care what nobody say. This character is insane, and as you see it, Kula, Neku, Paco, all of them are just popping off with the character. Rogue Yoshi with the tech, he was just in another top 8. He was just popping off too. All of this potential just for me to go to this character that has 0. This character right here sucks, but he does have mix. And when they nerfed the hard knockdown stuff, it nerfed him. This character is a Beyblade simulator because all he does is jump. But he's not that good. He does have mix-ups and he can steamroll you with a bit of mix-ups, but his neutral sucks. He's a Beyblade. Yeah, he's a Beyblade, bro. I don't know. He's just a Beyblade. I do think Jeanet's is better than him. But I don't think this character has any potential because they would have to give him a like music note fireball or something. If they gave him a fireball, you might be cooking. Like if they gave him a little music note where he'd be like, you know, singing in his mic and then a music note flies at you really slow where he can run behind it like Hotaru or some shit. Oh yeah, he'll be up there, but guess what? They're not gonna do that. Andy definitely going up here. Andy's definitely going up here. Andy, I think, honestly, with Demon Flip mix, really great neutral, good fireball, good air fireball, great damage, insane wall carry, YOLO moves he could just throw out where you have to reaction check him. Damage output on Fleek. I think I already said his damage output was crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, Andy and his stocks have definitely went up. We're seeing a bit more Andy versus season 1. We're seeing a bit more Andy. Of course, we got, you know, Score playing Andy doing very good and a couple of other Andy players. But I even saw Kendevu pick Andy one time. It's like they know how strong the character is. And he is another knowledge check character that can get you. So if you don't know the matchup, he can definitely get you. And I think that makes him very, very strong, actually. I think that makes him very strong. I think that makes him very scary. And I don't know. I don't really have much else to say about Andy outside of he just has every tool to win. And it's very hard to fight him. Now, again, with like the meta characters like Big and Billy and Karate, I mean, he still has tools and mobility, and I think that goes a long way in this game, is having those mobility. And Hoku is very similar in the sense, but he has no reversal, and Andy actually has an uppercut. That goes a long way. That uppercut is very important. Ken, I think Ken is solid mid. Just a solid mid character. He has basically everything that you need to win outside of like he doesn't fight like a Fatal Fury character, so that's his biggest weakness. Like the fact that he can't like dash and late button, he has to do dash early button. Like when they did that patch, I think that really didn't help them like that. They should be able to play more like the Fatal Fury characters, and he would be kind of ridiculous because he has a cancelable low forward, and that's very powerful. I think that's the thing about the Street Fighter characters. Their low forwards are like super powerful and dangerous because most of the Fatal Fury characters do not have like that low, like that long range low they can go into a full EX confirm off of. So that's the difference. So I think Ken has everything that he needs except for that. So that's more like a system thing. If they change that one day, then he's auto high tier. But I don't think that they changed that. So in order to win with Ken, you just got to be a solid player. There's better routes, but if you really love Ken Masters, go for it. Now, she is actually high tier because she got 50-50s. She has 50-50s. And I feel like in this climate, if you have like high-low 50-50s, then you're really, really good. On top of she has a really, really devastating low forward to get hit by. It leads to a lot. She gets around fireballs very good with Hazanshu. She has an air throw. I was playing her for a bit and I definitely saw her strengths. Corner is ridiculous. Her jump resets are ridiculous because she gets high-low off of those. It's really hard to defend her, I'm not gonna lie. And we definitely see a lot of Chun Li with Terrence. Terrence has been representing that character since she's been released, and he's really cooking with her and showing her potential. I think if more people played her, we would kind of be annoyed, honestly, because taking that high-low and having to guess, and I mean, I got cooked yesterday because I didn't want to guess and I uppercutted, and guess what happened to me? I was knocked out of the tournament very quickly. So, I mean, she's rough. Like, she's hard to fight. I do think she's a solid high tier character right now in the meta. I definitely don't think she's mid tier. If she didn't have high low, she would be mid tier. But I think she's high tier. Joe, definitely mid tier because I've seen enough of poetry to know that this character has some potential. And this is stateside because I do know other people play Joe, but Poetry has been really putting this character on the map, just showing the potential, showing the 50-50s you can do, because you can do a mix-up very similar to Preecha, a little bit easier to get around because you can, you know, HD some things, but he still has it. So I think that he can still fight, you know, and he has some solid tools. He has some solid neutral too, but he's just different. He's very different. He doesn't really play like the rest of the cast, and you got to be really, really good to make him work. But he does have some unique tools and unique things that he can kind of throw out, like his quarter circle forward kick. He can kind of throw it out and see if it hits. If it does, you can go into that red blow if you have it available. Stuff like that. He has little things that he can kind of throw out and get some offense going. So I don't think he's bad as people say, like low tier bad. I don't think he's that bad, but I do think that he's one of those characters you just have to be a character specialist. He could develop more in the meta, but I think that he needs a bit more, maybe like a buff or two. And then we could talk about the high tier, you know, the high tier placement. I think maybe he needs a buff or two. And then we could talk about that. But I think he has some unique tools. I don't think he's as bad as everybody says. Let's talk about it though. Mr. Big. Mr. Big literally turned into a character, you know, my day one impressions were really bad on him. I was very incorrect, but to be fair, everything wasn't developed yet. But now that everything is pretty much developed, this character is a menace. He's a menace. Way too much damage. Far C, command grab. Like, he has 2 invul supers. Like, you can't really do anything against him. It just feels bad trying to fight him. You, like, at mid-range he wins. At long range he has a fireball. If he didn't have a fireball, it'd be a little easier, but he has the fireball. He can easily overheat you and break your guard. Like, all of these things that he has, and his jump and attack is insane. Like, JC, bro, it's very hard to anti-air this character. So 1000%, yeah, top tier. It's no discussion with that. No discussion with that. Now, I know this is looking a little top heavy, but I want it to look top heavy because at the end of the day, I want people to know that, hey, these are the top tier characters I feel. Even if it's more than, it's not like a top 5 or top 7, I don't care. These are the characters I think that are top tier you can pick and you can get some really, really good results with. High tier, I think that these characters you got to work a bit harder, but you can still get some results with if you're, you know, good at the game. Mid tier, definitely you're going to be gapping. And low tier, you're having a lot of fun with the game, aren't you? I don't know. Speaking of low tier, I really tried to main this character. I really tried to make this character work, but unfortunately, I had to put him in the trash. Jae Hoon is good if he was in KOF, but in City of the Wolves, yeah, he's just normal. He can't get the job done. To be honest, I don't even know which one of these characters is better, but I'll just put her better for now because all 3 of these characters are just not that great right now. I think with a buff or 2, hold up, for real, why didn't they give Mr. Karate stance to Jae Hoon? Then guess where Jae Hoon would have been? Bink up or Bink up? He's low tier. He has no stance. What they gave him sucks. Buff Jae Hoon, man. Like, literally, he does a lot of damage, and that's it. He is a far D merchant, far C merchant, and, like, even with that, if you whiff it, you just die. The reward isn't his favor if he catch you on counter hit, because it's very rewarding, but it's like if you whiff it, you just lose the whole set. I don't know. He needs some love. If anybody is watching this, the dev team, please buff my man Jae Hoon. I really want to play him. Y'all can make him mid tier. I'll slide y'all to 100 to make him high tier though. For real. Like, let me get that Mr. Karate stance up out you. Speaking of characters that are considered low tier, but I'm gonna put a mid tier, Geese. I think Geese is still. I don't think he's as bad as everybody says. But that might just be bias of the way I feel about him because his projectiles are really good. Matchups will probably be unstable with him. But I think that he does have a hard knockdown, which is really good. His neutral seems strong. I mean, his neutral game is strong, but I just think that a lot of characters probably do it better or just delete him off the screen. So I think that that's his problem. I don't necessarily think that he's bad, but I think that everybody above him is just better, right? I think that that's the problem that we're running into. And a lot of these characters right here are kind of in the equal. They're kind of equal. But I think that the problem with Geese is just he needs he's another one that either needs more players or just a buff or 2. But then I feel like if he does get buffed, he's auto up here or up here guaranteed. Like, he could potentially be a top tier character with a few changes, but I'm not really sure what those changes are. So let me know in the comments what y'all think about Geese that would make him even stronger, or do you think it's just like low player base? Because it could be. Blue Mary, beautiful Mary, mid tier. I don't think she's low tier. I think that she has potential, but it's just her matchup spread sucks, and I think that her light confirms are really bad. I think that her light confirms are really bad. Like, she can't go like light into like super, like crouch B, stand B into super. That doesn't work. She has like, she could do crouch B, stand B super. But I think that she's just lacking in the matchup department area. and basically like trying to get the hit. Because when she gets the hit, it feels rewarding. And she has hard knockdowns. She has a really good super. You can't jump at her. Her EXDP, you can't jump at her. So like she has a lot of good tools, but it's just really, really hard to win with her. I will put her better than Geese though. I'll put her better than Geese. I think she's scary. A lot of people don't play her as well. She's not very populated, shall I say. But I'll probably put her better than Geese just because she does have really, really good robbery factor and counter his setups. So she can get you. Krauser. I think high tier. I don't think necessarily top tier because everybody doesn't have a projectile that he can just maneuver through. He's very slow and his frame data is not the best. His buttons, his like wall punishment buttons, like far buttons are really good, but I don't really think that his buttons up close are that good. Like 4-frame characters can kind of interrupt in little spots, and like if you know his frames, you can kind of interrupt. If you shut down Tomahawk, then it's a lot harder for him to win. He kind of has to like really fight the good fight, right? I don't think he's mid tier, and I don't think he's top tier, but I do think he's like high tier. I think he's around these characters where he's like really good, and we do see, you know, Ferno get to represent the character a lot, and he just got second in that qualifier with Krauser. And I think that Krauser has a lot of counterplay. Like he does beat certain characters like a Hotaru, but then I do think that you're going to be working your butt off against somebody like a Billy, or even maybe like a Mr. Big. You know what I'm saying? I think that you would be working a lot harder. So I think Krauser is good though. I think that he's in a good spot, the top of high tier, because we already know where this character is going. Hey. Let me talk to y'all real quick. Delete this character, man. Please, bro. Take the mask off. Delete him, man. Just normalize him, man. Please take the mask off, bro. I don't want to fight no more. Like, I'm fighting demons. Like, literally, I can't even take my turn back. Imagine a fighting game where you can't take your turn back because all you hear is, hey, and you lose. Like, why can't I fight back? I just want to fight back. I just want to play the game. I, like, bought the game and I want to play it. But I can't. Like, every time I try to press back, hey. Then when I wait, he don't do nothing. Is he psychic? Like, how does he know? Like, why does he not do anything when I don't do anything, he doesn't do anything? Is it an option select? But the moment I do something, hey comes out, bro. Protect me, save me. I'm done fighting him. I don't want to fight him no more. I'm good. He deletes my whole character off the screen. I'm good, bro. I don't even need to talk about him because he has hey. And he has Tatsu. Tatsu just... Bro, I tried to jump Tatsu and it anti-aired me. And I lost. Season 3, please. Please fix him. I just want to enjoy everything. Y'all can knock him down a tier, bro. Y'all can take him to high tier, bro. I'll still fight him. He's still gonna be good if y'all nerf him. Please. All right. Enough about that. Kenshiro just came out. Nobody has enough data. Nobody knows enough about this character. So with that being said, this will be exciting. I want to put him in a place on purpose because we don't know yet, but just early thoughts of me playing him and stuff like that. I just want to put him in a place. I just want to put him in a place. I'm going to say high tier. And remember, this is low tier, mid tier, high tier, top tier. Hey. So with that being said, I will put him right here for now because I do think that he does a lot of damage. He can nuke you. His neutral is very like ordinary man neutral, but I still think that he's really good. I think that this is a fun placement, by the way. Do not take this placement serious. Do not say Nash, you was right, Nash, you was wrong. Because we haven't even played him for a week. He just dropped at Evo. So I'm just giving you my early impressions. I think with time he gets better, and the whole you can't JD, that means you can't jump because you will get anti-air guarantee. Like there's a lot of little benefits. He can rev you up easily because you can't JD. Let's use our brains a little bit with him because only time will tell. And you already know this character not a character. Anywho, I really hope y'all enjoyed the tier list today from So Sick Nash Fan. This was really fun making the last tier list of season 2 into season 3. I'm very excited for season 3, and hopefully we get some balance changes to change the tier list that I just made, because this hey tier gotta go. Please nerf the stance. All right, YouTube. Until next time, peace.